Crucial points on the line as we welcome you to TAP Stadium and USL Championship action. Energy FC would like to thank SSM Health St. Anthony for being the official healthcare partner, and Team Doctors for the Energy FC. For 121 years, SSM Health St. Anthony has been ready to help and heal patients across OKC. It's Energy FC and Atlanta United 2. And with Eric Dobransky, Mike Watts on hand, here's a look at the Central Division. The top 4 teams at the end of the season will make their way into the playoffs. You'll note with the soft launch to the USL Championship season, the middle 4 have not played yet, so OKC and Atlanta, with points tonight, could slowly make their way back into the mix. Eric, as I turn to you for the first time tonight, 3 straight games coming up against 2 teams and against sides that theoretically should be winnable here for OKC. It's a big moment in the season early on.
Yeah, for 32 games, coming into this second game, it's so crucial for either one of these teams to get 3 points if they have hopes of clinching that 4th spot in that Central Division.
The trip away to Sporting Kansas City awaits, and then Atlanta United 2 does not have a game between their visits here to Oklahoma. Tonight's players to watch are brought to you by Loves, and we begin with Connor Donovan.
One of the 4 newcomers to this OKC backline to this season, scored the lone goal against FC Tulsa off a service off Bijev, and really cutting that deficit to 2-1 with 15 minutes left, and you really thought OKC Energy could pull back with FC Tulsa.
Connor Donovan captaining the side this year, a major piece coming in from North Carolina. Meanwhile, you look at Atlanta, a ton of changes, but we know Bradley Camden is still in.
4 starters returning from their first game, with Camden starting at center back in their first matchup with Lou City. Now he's starting up front, so look for him to be the creator and really try to put some goals in the back of the net tonight.
There's about a half dozen players on loan from the MLS side, Atlanta United, for ATL UTD2 tonight. So plenty to look out for. We'll take a look at lineups and show you the shakeups on both sides. Atlanta, OKC, big matchup tonight in the Central Division. Kicks off when we return.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
At Brahms, we offer more than just burgers, shakes, and fries. We have an entire fresh market for your everyday grocery needs, from farm fresh milk to meats, freshly baked breads, and produce. We also carry a wide variety of our premium ice cream, frozen yogurt, and sherbet. And with Brahms delivery trucks running 7 days a week, our items are always fresh. Stop by your neighborhood Brahms Fresh Market for an incredibly fast, incredibly convenient grocery shopping experience, so you can spend more time on things that matter most.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
You're about to witness a momentous occasion. Introducing the power of a better cloud. Brought to you by Cox Business Cloud Solutions with rapid scale technology. And the migration is complete. IT professionals are thrilled. Because when seemingly nothing is happening, everything is happening. Introducing Cox Business Cloud Solutions with rapid scale technology. The power of a better cloud.
Oklahoma City at home to take on Atlanta United 2 from TAP Stadium alongside Eric Dobransky, Mike Watts on hand. Let's take a look at tonight's starting 11. It's brought to you by First Fidelity Bank. Only one change tonight for John Pascarella.
Only one change, so a team that's really looking to build on their performance against FC Tulsa and earn 3 points. Really look for Bijev and Vasilovic to help this team create dangerous chances in the final third.
Ida steps in for Stevenson on the right. Meanwhile, starting 11 for Atlanta United 2. This entire back line is MLS caliber. Ambrose, Dejan, Campbell, Hernandez, all on first-team deals. Rios Novo in the back. Technically, according to Transfer Market, the most expensive player in the league.
7 changes within the lineup, and Wolf and Allen staying in centrally, but look for returners. Kadem and McFadden, they moved up top to maybe create different scoring opportunities. 2 players that were in the back against Lou City.
Let's take a look at the SSM Health St. Anthony injury report. Chavez, Ward, Ellis Hayden, and Lopez are all still out. They don't even all fit entirely onto the graphic. No reported injuries for Atlanta. Oklahoma City in green and white. It's black kits for ATL UTD2. We are underway from Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. An intriguing game for both these sides. OKC coming off the defeat in the Black Gold Derby against Tulsa, 3-1. They got back into that game. Got one back after trailing 0-2. Unable to complete that comeback, however. Felt it was a tale of 2 halves for Atlanta. 0-2 loss to open the season away to Louisville. Louisville just 2 days later, parting ways with John Hackworth as their manager. Pushed aside by Goodrum, carried up by Wolf. Hernandez. McFadden.
Really interested to see how each team manages these opening exchanges. You know, we talked about in the open, you have a 32-game schedule. Each team's played 1 game, but in a central division where points are going to be at a premium, and this is only game 2, you have 2 teams that are really going to be searching for results. And, you know, OKC, they had the better of the possession against FC Tulsa, but just couldn't really find that final product in the final third, and really kind of struggled in moments defensively. And when you have a team like OKC that has added so many new players, those 2 areas, the final third and the defensive third, are sometimes the end products of growing and kind of building upon performances. So, you know, can they start doing it? And it's going to have to be sooner than later.
CJ Cochran booting this away. Got away from Camden. Strong start here from Atlanta. Ambrose will go all the way back. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by OKC. Volkswagen for Oklahoma City. Find that consistency.
Yep, as I just mentioned, the consistency on both sides. They did a really good job controlling the tempo in the midfield and through the middle third.
Camden. This will stay alive here for McFadden. Ambrose. And I think we're seeing it right now from Atlanta. Start fast.
And really for OKC is finding those, you know, those details with a back line that's brand new to this group. CJ Cochran, you know, and really iron out some of those aspects of the game. And then, like you just said, with Atlanta, start fast.
Camden. Well, that was off the post. It wouldn't have counted either way. It was offside.
With the 7 changes that we've seen in this Atlanta starting lineup, can you use those changes to really push the tempo here and really force OKC in their own half for majority of this start?
CJ Cochran will go to work. Felt like in Fresno, he had something to prove. He sat behind Cody Lorendi for such a long time. Lorendi retiring over the offseason. Went to Nashville. That time under Adam Smith, highly fruitful for a young goalkeeper in California. Free kick won here. Back grab by Coronado as that came back to him.
And I think even as you see this, the beginning stages of this game to develop, OKC found a good rhythm in that second half of that FC Tulsa game.
Campbell gave it away cheaply, but Camden will circle back and take over.
And that really came from the ability to find Kiramoto and Basulovic, and Bijev really created a number of quality opportunities, and obviously had the set piece assist on Connor Donovan's goal. But you could see here early on that Atlanta is really not allowing those entry passes to those two players to really facilitate the offense for OKC.
Oh, wow, that's 3 times the offside flag has gone up in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're really Atlanta's trying to stretch that back line, trying to keep them as deep as possible.
With mixed results thus far.
You're definitely going to have to get the timing down a little better in terms of, you know, you have two starters in McFadden and Kadem that played in the back last week, or their last matchup with Lou City, played center back and outside back. So now you have 2 players that are playing up top.
Ball shot toward Rios Novo, and that's recovered calmly. Ida helped to start the attack.
And again, the timing in which the runs by Kadem and McFadden for Atlanta, that's going to be something that's going to have to develop as this game goes on. And understanding, you know, when they're looking to identify those runs, whether they're wider or they're tucked in.
Camden. Cochran. And a free kick as Ambrose goes to ground. Sunday went through his back. Seto. Wolf. It's George Campbell. Down the line, ball served. Camden making the back post run. Cochran with quick distribution.
And it was interesting against FC Tulsa with OKC. They held the advantage in possession like we talked about before, but they found a lot of success in that second half in moments where they went direct. You know, they controlled it through the back of the midfield, and then they went direct to Brown or Bijev and, you know, Stevenson when he was on. And so I think that direct ball from Cochran right there is an example of, you know, let's find Brown early and maybe get that second ball by Kiramoto or Basulovic and build off of that.
Foul from Osmond. He's got a fresh cut right now. It's Ambrose. Wolf tried to sneak it in behind Coronado. And right now you can see the center backs really trying to orchestrate vocally. Donovan in the back with Osmond. Brown tried to step in and win it.
And that communication with that OKC backline is going to be vital all game, because you can already see here Atlanta 2 is possessing the ball, but they're also interchanging. And we go back to Camden and McFadden playing up top away from their usual playing in the back, outside back, center back. It's sometimes that ability to interchange, because you see Hernandez and Ambrose really free to get forward.
Camden, let's fly.
And it's that freedom to know that you have 2 outside forwards tonight that are typically defensive players. So can Ambrose and Hernandez really feel the freedom to go in any moment? And then now for that OKC backline, you've got to organize the runners. You've got to make sure that you know where Goodrum is, Wolf, and all those attackers coming from different space. So you wonder if that was the thought when Tony Annan and his staff put this lineup together, is, you know, you're playing some players out of position a little bit, but they're so talented and they you know, they really add value to the game, where, you know, that interchange and that ability to really be versatile is a key.
Throw coming here for Sunday. Played at Drake 6 years with Des Moines Menace. The kind of stint that would even make Taylor Twellman envious of the city of Des Moines. Wolf. I'll try this far side once more. Wolf into the pocket. Offside flag would have gone up. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. Scoreless after 10 minutes at Taft Stadium tonight. Gorgeous night for a game, and a good crowd on hand as well, as Oklahoma City and Atlanta meet for the first of 2 games in about 2 weeks' time. Conversation here Sunday and the referee.
We've already seen this a couple times with Atlanta being able to play on the front foot, and OKC, you know, halting play with, you know, a little foul there, really slowing up the tempo. OKC still really trying to find their footing in this game.
Ida was held up, and that's a big territorial moment for OKC. And Basulovic puts it right back in play. Foul from Ambrose, and Ida the one who earns a free kick a little higher up the field.
You might even see OKC really looking to maybe slow this game down a little bit as they try to find, you know, their rhythm, whether it's taking their time on the set piece, whether it's, you know, working it through the back line and through Cochran. You can just tell they're not finding the spaces and connecting where they really want to find success.
Hand up from Coronado, and an immediate whistle. An illicit push from somebody in that massive humanity.
And sometimes when you have so many changes like you do in the Atlanta 2 squad, it's you know, it's those moments for OKC to really sort out what everybody's role is on both sides, whether it's OKC defensively and the attacking side, and then what Atlanta's looking to do. You know, you talk about the whole back line for Atlanta being different, goalkeeper change. There's just so many changes that, you know, you might have not seen or prepared for, and then now you're trying to sort it out as the game is progressing.
Hernandez fires that out. Hernandez coming in on loan from Aberdeen in Scotland. One of those aforementioned 7 changes. Rios Novo into goal, Ambrose, Campbell, Rossetto, Hernandez, DeJohn. Goodrum played last game but didn't start. No Jackson Conway tonight. Mackie Jope is out as well, so 2 strikers that USL Championship fans become a bit accustomed to with Atlanta not featuring, as this will escape the line. Energy FC would like to thank SSM Health St. Anthony for being the official healthcare partner, and Team Docs for the Energy FC. For 121 years, SSM Health St. Anthony has been ready to help and heal patients across OKC. Atlanta, 4th place finisher, last in their group last year, 14th in the full Eastern Conference the previous 2 seasons. Easy here for Cochran. We've got Tony Annan at the helm, the academy director, and he was the interim head coach last year. He's taken the head coaching job for South Carolina men's soccer. What a job that is. Mark Burson, 43 years at the helm there. And his counterpart with the women's program there, Shelley Smith. The Smith family really done an incredible job with that program. So Annan set to depart in mid-June, which makes for an intriguing next couple of months for Atlanta as we cross the quarter-hour mark. Eric, you know college soccer well enough. South Carolina is the kind of job you jump for.
It's a job that, you know, like you said, the Smith family just done a tremendous job building that program and just a consistent powerhouse every year. You know, consistently looking at, you know, deep runs in the NCAA tournament, you know, SEC tournament. Just a tremendous job. Really excited for head coach Tony Annan and you know what he's about to embark on at South Carolina.
Replacing a 43-year head coach that went to 22 NCAA tournaments. Big shoes to fill. But Tony Annan certainly has the contacts to make it work. Chance here perhaps for Atlanta. A glancing blow will run wide of the post.
And I'm going to continue to go back to this throughout at least this first half, depending on what changes they make at halftime. But you can already see Atlanta really committing numbers out of the back that you didn't see so much of when they played Lou City on April 24th. They were kind of pinned back in their own area against Lou City in that 4-2-3-1. And here you can see Ambrose, you can see Hernandez. I mean, you could even see Dijon coming out of the back, dribbling out of the back, and really causing some problems for that OKC midfield in terms of what decisions they've got to make and areas they've got to close down. So, you know, even right here, you can see Ambrose and Hernandez higher up the field.
Ball driven forward, and Cochran 20 yards out.
But now it's about executing that final ball for Atlanta.
Dijon will circle back. Signed with Pittsburgh in February. And there was a clause in his contract that would allow him to go without a transfer fee to an MLS club. Atlanta acquired him in March. This is actually his USL Championship debut, despite the fact he's played over 10,000 minutes as a pro. And not to compare players necessarily, but Miles Robinson is certainly a player for Atlanta United who's unafraid to dribble, break lines. That's a celebrated feature in a center back in Atlanta. Camden, and all the way, Cochran has to put this out.
It is, and then you add the decision-making part of it as well. You can go out as a center back and go on a dribble, but he does such a good job of unlocking other spaces, whether it's midfield space or space out wide for forwards.
Camden did get that. McFadden gave chase.
And like you said, it's such a coveted attribute of center backs, and you know, to be able to see the field that way and really take space where space is available. But so far, OKC has really, you know, stood firm and has not allowed Atlanta to find the dangerous space. And you talk about the early offsides for Atlanta. You know, it wouldn't be far-fetched that that's an issue that you kind of keep running into, because you're trying to find that wide space, and you're going to keep trying to play on that last man.
Pushed away from Bijev. Rossetto. Hernandez. And that's been the interesting thing about Atlanta, even in speaking with the Louisville staff going into game one. New MLS head coach, Tony Annan is leaving in about a month and a half. What is this going to look like? And with 7 changes to the starting 11 today, not all that much continuity either.
And I think when people typically talk about Atlanta United and the MLS, whether it be the MLS team or the USL side or their youth system, they've typically been a club that had a united vision of what they want their style of play look like, what they want their youth players to develop into. So I think even with the changes, you might have a semblance of an idea of what you think a typical Atlanta team's going to look like because of how they continue to develop their young players and bring them through the MLS and their experience through USL.
Zato puts it back in play after the foul by Hiroki Kurimoto for Oklahoma City. 20 minutes gone, scoreless in Oklahoma City. Atlanta United 2 and OKC Energy at the bottom of the Central Division, but 3 points tonight. A much rosier picture as Oklahoma City looks forward to a game away to Kansas City next week. And they'll welcome Atlanta back into Taft Stadium shortly thereafter. There's Tony Annan looking on. Fans, the USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud Project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more, uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. A lot of activations for that yesterday in Phoenix during the USL Championships Match of the Week over on ESPN2. Slid ahead, Rossetto out of real estate. Ida helped run that over the line. Ida was a big point of conversation in our talk with John Pasquarella this week. Earning the chance to start in preseason, injury at the wrong moment, but able to go and start here tonight.
Yeah, and you could see his eagerness to go forward and be a positive influence on the attack. But we go back to it, they're not connecting where they typically want to. And again, maybe finding some of these direct outlets like they just did there kind of helps get Ida into the attack a little sooner. And he's got his hands full with Ambrose continually going forward. And Ambrose is creating those 2v1 opportunities against Sunday on OKC's right side. So Ida wants to be, positive in the attack and going forward, but then you got to deal with Ambrose continually, overlapping and finding those moments.
Free kick won here by Oklahoma City. A decent place to swing something over the penalty area. So Donovan, who scored in the first game, maybe the chief target there atop the box. Swung in. Maybe a chance to get a shot away.
Bijev has such great, he has ability to put such great shape on those services. You saw it against FC Tulsa. They had a number of chances almost from the same identical area for a set piece. And you could know it's coming. You could know Connor Donovan's coming in to crash in front of goal, and Bijev's going to send this ball. But when it's a shaped ball like that, it's tough for a backline, a goalkeeper, to really read the flight, read the tempo. So those set pieces are going to be something that OKC can continue to be dangerous throughout the season.
The foul from Daniels opens this up now for Atlanta. Ball poked ahead to Goodrum. Maintained here by Atlanta. They got a shot away, pirouetting to ground. And it's wide right of the post.
Here you can see Atlanta has OKC pinned back in their own 6-yard box, really leaving that space at the top of the 18 available. Might have had a few more moments to be composed and really find that opposite side netting.
And that injury has to be a bit concerning. Arun Basulovic, part of that Fresno contingent transplanted into this Oklahoma City side. He stepped up so much in his maturity over this offseason. Has really impressed John Pascarella. And he seems to get his heel clipped there, doesn't he?
Never a good feeling. Just get a couple cleat right to the back of the leg. And obviously Basulovic arguing that it might be a yellow card, but you've got to think if you're Atlanta, you really have had the better of the build-up play. You've had the better of the play in that final third with being really purposeful and intentional with the parts of the wide play that you're trying to make, you know, achieve, but you're missing that final product. And you're really trying to find a goal before, you know, perhaps getting into halftime. And OKC can really iron out some of the things that they need to get fixed before that second half.
And that was the conversation both in public and privately on our call with the Oklahoma City staff. It was a tale of two halves. They felt like they didn't come out with the appropriate, correct intensity from the opening minute. Perhaps they were trying to play their game so much so that they didn't get into the flow of the game around them, and they were intent on having that fixed this week because in the second half, Eric, they felt like they got it right.
And you're absolutely right. It's a side in Atlanta right now with 7 changes that you get into maybe a little bit of complacency if you're dominating possession and you're really creating the opportunities that you wanted to create from the start. But then at halftime, you'll have an OKC team that only made 1 change to the starting lineup. So 10 of the 11 players are now, you know, entering the second half of the second game.
Excellent combination play, and Dujon among those who helped break it up for Atlanta.
So those halftime adjustments become a little easier if you're OKC to recognize and execute.
Coronado gets it wide. The back heel and the play deemed offside from the previous pass. Real hand-dipped ice cream, thick milkshakes, old-fashioned banana splits, and sundaes all made with farm fresh milk. Brahms is proud to be a part of your family's tradition. Brahms, farm fresh for over 50 years. Proud partner of OKC Energy FC. It's Ambrose. Got all the way to the end line, and that service was something to be desired. How do you break this up if you're OKC right now? What Atlanta's been able to do getting forward?
Well, I think offensively, you've got to find a bigger ball in regards to they're finding a lot of passes that are maybe 5, 10, 15 yards apart. But when you find that bigger 20, 25-yard pass that they found a couple times to Brown and Bijev and Ida, that really makes Atlanta have to get back into defensive shape. And right now, OKC, they just seem to turn the ball over in bad moments where they've committed to getting big in the attack, and then Atlanta turns them over and they're able to find spaces that have really become exposed with that. So if you can connect some of those longer passes, I think that'll open this game up for OKC, and I think that's what Coach Pascarella is going to want to tell his team, amongst other things as well. But I think maybe, you know, switching the point a little bit up more often and consistently, and then just finding those triggers in that you know, build-up play that allows some of their dangerous players like Bijev and Basulovic and Ida and Kiramoto. I don't think we've talked about Kiramoto much in this half so far, because we really haven't seen him get on the ball, especially in that attacking half and that attacking third. But you do also need to find a way, if you're OKC, you can see that McFadden and Camden are tucked in, which is going to leave a channel for Hernandez and Ambrose to get in the attack as 2 outside backs. So you've got to really figure that out with Ida and Bijev, because you don't want them defending the whole time. You want them to have the ability.
No, that misses the point of what they do best.
Exactly. So you want to make sure that they have the freedom to be dangerous, and that's what I'm saying is finding those longer passes and really find maybe their completion rate's just got to be a little better with those longer ones.
Chance here to get down the line. Sunday. Served that too high, but that was better from Oklahoma City as we hit the 30-minute mark. And a pass too far gives Oklahoma City another look here. Vasulovic, Ida. The USL on ESPN continues Thursday, May the 6th on ESPN Deportes with an early season cross-divisional showdown. First time ever, we'll see Rio Grande Valley FC welcoming Landon Donovan's San Diego Loyal SC as the USL Championship season hits full stride. RGV San Diego from the Valley, May the 6th. Watch out. Balls may leave the field of play.
Yeah, between Camden's shot right there or service, and then between Ida's shot just a few moments ago.
Hernandez put one in the bleachers earlier that had people trying to duck out of harm's way.
But you could see just a moment ago that head coach, OKC head coach John Pastorella, he's happier with his team's build-up play in that final third. They're holding the ball up a little bit more. They're allowing numbers to get into that attacking third and inside the 18-yard box. So they're starting to build up some of that connection there.
And as you say that, Vasulovic looking for Coronado's run is broken up. And Brown commits a foul. It looked like he had won that cleanly. Trying to send Bijev through. Jonathan Brown began the 2020 restart dealing with a heel injury, did bag a couple of goals last year. It's his 5th year spending at least part of the season in Oklahoma City. Looking to get goals to go along with everything else that he does. Seems obvious, but sometimes you can be really good in pressure. You can help lead that entire midfield and how you operate higher up the field. Eventually, a couple of goals, though, can really make you fly confidence-wise. Seto. It's hung up nicely on the turf. McFadden slipped this through. Offside flag arrives for a 4th time this first half. Score a great deal with the Brahms Family 4-pack for only $49. You'll get 4 match tickets, 2 buy one, get one free Brahms combo vouchers, and 4 Energy FC hats. Visit energyfc.com/Brahms to pick up your Brahms Family 4-pack.
And for CJ Cochran and this OKC back line, they've got to be pleased with the ability to communicate and that ability to really step up in those moments that Atlanta's looking to get in behind. And it's got to be frustrating for Atlanta too right now. They have 4 offsides this early on.
Well, 1 high up the field here by Oklahoma City, but no support around as Goodrum takes over. You think about the background for John Pascarella, the head coach for OKC. So much time teaching, working with goalkeepers. CJ Cochran's got a big leadership role there, but a guy like Connor Donovan, and you look up and down the spine, the adjustments that were made. A lot of value there. Camden cutting this across, sliding effort in. Skied over the crossbar. Big thumbs up from Goodrum, who wasn't able to get the finishing touch.
And what a key intervention by Coronado, because that looks like an easy finish for Goodrum here. And Coronado close enough to force this over the top. And those are the runs and the timing that you worry about if you're OKC, is that well-timed run, and now you're playing a little bit of catch-up to the space that they're trying to find. And there Goodrum almost found it, but Coronado coming in with a vital.
That vital intervention keeps us square at 0.
And you got to believe that those are the moments that Atlanta's looking for. And that's why they'll take the 4 offside calls they've had so far. For that one moment that they can get in behind.
You see McFadden dancing right on that line, the furthest player back who's on the ball now. There's McFadden, rather. Hernandez getting high up the field and jittering along that offside line as well. Count me as being in on Camden playing higher up. He's got the ball moving forward again. Camden crossing, header skied, bounces down away from Hernandez, who comes back to try and take over. And Coronado toward the halfway line.
And I was about to say the exact same thing. I think you've seen a lot of good performances all around the field for Atlanta, but to highlight Camden and McFadden, the ability to move from defensive positions as a center back and an outside back, and to really seamlessly join an attack and play forward, play up top, and really work together with Ambrose there on the left side with Camden and Hernandez there on the right side with McFadden. That's just a testament to their preparation and their ability to understand moments. And I've been very impressed with them so far here early on, because they're allowing the rest of Atlanta's attack to happen because of them and their execution of what they're doing so well, tactically, technically, positionally. I mean, they're really asking a lot of questions of this OKC backline.
And so far, you'd say so good, but maybe a crack or two in the facade here these past few minutes. It's hard to get a team to run offside 10 times. The 4 in the first 30 minutes aren't typically indicative that you'll get another at that rate.
And that could be back to that timing of Camden and McFadden playing up top, and that relationship with Ambrose on the left and Hernandez on the right. But you're right, Oklahoma City so far are reading those runs properly, and you know, other than Coronado having to step in on that service to Goodrum, and really other than that, not much happening for Atlanta that has been dangerous and has really asked a lot of questions of CJ Cochran.
Brown pounded that off of Allen. Allen spent time at the Stadium of Light, the Academy of Light at Sunderland. Brown's doing yeoman's work up there, isn't he? At times feels a little bit isolated, and it's a war every time the ball's put in his general area.
He is covering a lot of ground tonight and doing a lot of different work.
There's a positive turn, but Allen's there. Rios Novo, never afraid. Dribble a bit. What a story he was entering into CONCACAF Champions League. 2 other goalkeepers for Atlanta who've been around the franchise a bit longer. We're dealing with injuries. Brad Gazan sent off in the first game of the season away to Alajuelense is headed back. Rios Novo takes over. So Rocco Rios Novo at the tender age of 18, first time on the bench for Atlanta United, placed into a Champions League game last month and was tremendous. Ultimately helped them win that game. They started him the following week as Gazan was unable to play because of the ensuing suspension. Was great again. The expectation is he'll get a little more seasoning here in Atlanta United 2 this year, and his loan runs out at the end of the season from Lanús in Argentina. The expectation is they will buy him, and it's not a small fee. Ambrose, Camden. The run inside by Ambrose is turned down because look at this space. Rossetto. Wide from Hernandez. And inside the block. Bijev.
And that spell of play right there from Atlanta was the point I was about to make. Was if you're Tony Annan, you really want to see your players maybe engage a little bit more in that final third, because they are doing a good job of finding different areas and getting on the ball. But there are moments where you do need Camden to engage 1v1 with a defender. You do need McFadden to engage one. So you saw it in those moments. There was a couple little moments where they held on to it a little bit more.
Goodrum to the back post. Cochran covered a lot of ground, made himself big, and McFadden sends it into the bleachers.
And with all the offsides calls we've had against Atlanta here in the first half, this had to have been an extremely well-timed run, because you had all of OKC's back line thinking that it was offsides on Goodrum. And very similar to the chance Goodrum had earlier with Coronado intervening. He played a good ball to McFadden across, and almost the same result, both sailing over the top of the crossbar.
Back to Rios Novo. Energy FC is excited to welcome the Lincoln at Central Park Apartments as a proud partner of the club, the official home of Energy FC players. The Lincoln at Central Park Apartment Homes is the epitome of luxury apartment living in Oklahoma City. For more information, please call 405-759-5583. Mention promo code "This is Our City" for special discounts. That combination broke down. Closing in on halftime. Atlanta certainly had the best of the play early. Oklahoma City has grown into this game a bit. And on their home field against an Atlanta side that brought in a drastic change and a huge increase of experience and talent over a week ago when they lost to Louisville. Been up to the challenge. Goodrum showing his frustration again. A calm and measured conversation with the referee, as anyone would hope.
What you always like to see.
Right, Coach?
It's not always that way, but you definitely you want to see that more often.
Goodrum doing good. Native of Nashville, Tennessee. Played at UNC Wilmington. Bagged 32 goals over a 4-year stretch there for that really solid program. UNCW. Ida continues through Campbell. Ambrose steps in, and it was the third challenge that was the charm, and a nice quaff back by Ambrose. Well, that got out. It wasn't by a whole heck of a lot.
And that was that moment that you want to see if you're John Pasquarella, as Ida 1v1 with Ambrose. Beat the one defender, obviously had good support by Dejan. But that ability to create is going to be something they want to open up a little bit more going into the second half.
Sunday seeking Brown. Energy FC wants to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe for helping feed our players and for being a proud partner of Energy FC. Check out one of their 15 Oklahoma City Metro locations or visit order.tropicalsmoothiecafe.com to get your smoothies delivered. You'll work on that at halftime, right, Eric? Thank you.
On it already.
Okay. I don't do bananas. Just not about that life. I can't explain it. We are headed into stoppage time. This extra time is brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. SSM Health St. Anthony is ready for you, for the game, for the team, for the community. At a moment's notice, without hesitation, we're ready. We're proud to be the Energy FC healthcare partner. One additional minute.
Extra time is brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony, proud healthcare partner of Energy FC. Seconds away.
You thought I read it well. This PA guy's got it.
For our team, for our patients.
Rossetto plays it down the line. The run forward toward Goodrum. Falls. Rossetto, no. Brings it down. Rossetto dancing. And OKC carries away. And now they're looking to be direct. It's in behind, but it's not going to fool anybody. Rios Novo plays this out, and that should get us to halftime. Scoreless here at the break, Eric, and I think if you look at the totality of that first half, you'd say if you're Oklahoma City, you're happy to be level and a chance to go into the locker room, do what you did last week. Turn the ignition, get this thing going.
It is. If you're Oklahoma City, you were in a bend but don't break mode there in the first half. You saw what Atlanta was looking to do. You're going into halftime 0-0. Now, if you're Atlanta, can you kind of put that finished product there in the final third and engage with those 1v1 defenders and really move some pieces there in that final third and find the result that you're looking for?
Well, halftime is coming up. Not a lot of work for the young Rocco Rios Novo thus far. Oklahoma City having fans back for a season opening game here, second game of the season after going to One Oak a week ago. Halftime brought to you by Oklahoma City Volkswagen, and it's coming up when we return.
Real commitment doesn't stumble. It doesn't hesitate. It's ready at a moment's notice. On the sidelines and in the stands. It leans in and gets loud. We're ready for you, for our club, for our city, for whatever comes next. We're SSM Health St. Anthony, and we're proud to be the official healthcare partners of the OKC Energy FC.
Drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and I get it up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and I get it up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros rock.
Those players sure can't sell a Volkswagen. Our halftime is brought to you by Oklahoma City Volkswagen. Nice to see players and fans together once again. It's scoreless between Energy FC and Atlanta United 2. And this second home game of the season, not quite off to a scintillating scoring start. We'll get the highlights later on, but first let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. It's brought to you by Love's. For OKC, away to Sporting Kansas City, then they get Atlanta. That game at Birmingham is going to be a real bellwether, though.
3 points and points in general is going to be so important for the Central Division. And if you're OKC, you look at games like tonight, you look at games like Sporting KC 2 as games that you really need points, and then you get Atlanta 2 again. This division is going to be very tough, and it's going to be very top-heavy with the top 4 teams going through to the playoffs.
And meanwhile, for Atlanta United 2, they don't play again until May the 16th, where they're going to take on that aforementioned OKC rematch. And then for them, it's going to be difficult at times. They'll take on FC Tulsa, as we're dealing with a bit of a technical glitch here as well. They'll go on and take on that Tulsa side after that. 5 consecutive home games: Memphis, Birmingham, Louisville, and Sporting Kansas City. So a chance for them to get it right.
And with that break until the 16th is really going to be important to get, result tonight, and then you can kind of regroup and then attack these next couple games and try to make a run in this Central Division.
And of course, you can see all those games on ESPN Plus. Upcoming schedules brought to you by Love's. Well, the fans coming out in force tonight to Taft Stadium. The lights are on just outside downtown Oklahoma City. We'll take a look at news and notes from around the championship and how the format lays out this year when we return to halftime, presented by Oklahoma City Volkswagen.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
Takes the lead.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
You deserve something sweet, like Brahms' new fancy sundaes. The sticky bun has the perfect hint of cinnamon, topped with smooth, hot caramel and pecans. There's the undeniably delicious cocoa banana ice cream covered in hot fudge and slices of banana. And who could resist 2 scoops of white chocolate strawberry tart filled with pound cake and more strawberries? Or French chocolate macaroon with marshmallow atop Brahms' freshly baked macaroon cookies. Try one or all 4 at Brahms, because you deserve it.
Oklahoma City Volkswagen presents halftime of this USL Championship game. OKC Energy FC, Atlanta United 2 meeting for the first of their pair of meetings over the next 15 days scoreless at the break. With Eric Dobransky, Mike Watts, let's take a look at news and notes from around the USL. The USL announcing a new broadcast agreement, so ESPN International will now expand the USL's footprint into 58 million more homes, including Brazil and Mexico. Paulo Del Piccolo, as Atlanta fans are quite aware, scored 2 goals against them, 2-0 win, clear audio player of the week. And then you got to see a lot of RGV last year, Eric. Chance for the Valley to get a little bit of recognition. ESPN Deportes on Thursday.
And with this new format with USL, it's so important for each of these teams in their respective divisions to get off to a clear start and not have to look back at games later on in the season and wishing that they got a point or 3 points early on.
Yeah, it's not nearly like it was a year ago with 16 games where 3 points could be the difference, make or break, just 10 games in. But with a 32-game schedule over 28 weeks, it could get very late, very early for some teams. The league featuring 31 teams. And finally, cross-division and cross-conference play, which was lacking last year in the COVID environment. The championship final at the end of November. Here's the upcoming schedule around the USL Championship. You and I are going to have the call for Loudoun and Miami FC tomorrow, so a chance to get both those teams going to start the 2021 year. It's a soft launch. A lot of these teams haven't even touched the field yet. We don't know what to say.
Yeah, looking forward to a lot of this because as this season progresses, you're going to get a good look at what these divisions look like and kind of how every team is viewing the new format.
Well, the format of this game right now, scoreless at halftime, and maybe, like last week, we'll see Oklahoma City bring their best in the second 45. Halftime continues, presented by Oklahoma City Volkswagen.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. How long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
You're about to witness a momentous occasion. Introducing the power of a better cloud. Brought to you by Cox Business Cloud Solutions with rapid scale technology. And the migration is complete. IT professionals are thrilled because when seemingly nothing is happening, everything is happening. Introducing Cox Business Cloud Solutions with rapid scale technology. The power of a better cloud.
Welcome to Love's. Here, technology drives us. That's why we research technology advancements in our own labs. It's why we're constantly developing new tools to improve the ways you move. Ways that lead to safer, more efficient travel. Here at Love's, we believe that technology drives us all forward. Love's, working to bring innovation to the highway.
The second half is presented by Love's, and we're glad to welcome you back to Taft Stadium on this perfect evening in Oklahoma. OKC and Atlanta scoreless at halftime. Time to take a look at tonight's highlights, brought to you by Panera Bread. And this was a half that Atlanta had far more opportunities, and it was by getting the ball isolated wide, trying to get that service.
Yeah, they saw a lot of success in possession. They just didn't find that final moment in that final third where they could execute. You saw a little bit of, clever play at the end right before halftime. But other than that, OKC is defending it fairly well. Here you see the ball in to Kadem and that ball across and that intervention with Coronado from OKC stopping Goodrum from putting the ball in the back of the net. And they had a moment like this later on in the half as well with Goodrum playing a ball across to McFadden. So Kadem and McFadden are really having an impact on this game with their transition from being in the back line to a front three. And kind of the story of the first half for Atlanta here. Ball served in, not a clear-cut ability to finish, you know, but they're getting good numbers in the attack. They're getting good wide play with Ambrose and Hernandez going forward. And then with Oklahoma City, you know, they have a few moments, but they're going to want to see Basulovic and Bijev get a little bit more involved in that attacking half if you're OKC.
And Atlanta coming up with this opportunity for Goodrum. A slip ball through, a rare moment where that high line from Oklahoma City doesn't step at the appropriate time. The ball across, the arrival late in. As Cochran approaches, McFadden arguing that this should have been a corner. Doesn't end up being the case. And we take a look at tonight's halftime stats. They're brought to you by Brahms. Scoreless at the break, 10 total shots. What does OKC need to do to try and get that possession stat a little more even?
Really find Kiramoto and Basulovic a lot more often in regards to the build-up play, because those two players are able to dictate tempo and play, and then those two players as well allowed Bijev and the rest, and even Brown, to get in the attack and find really good space. So if you could find those two, you know, Atlanta's done a really good job of building out of the back. We've talked about Dejan dribbling out of the back and his ability to play forward as a center back. But yeah, if you're OKC, you really do want to find a higher rate of completion when you're building through that middle third.
Well, we're closing in on the second half here. There will be subs here for Atlanta United going into the second half. Coleman Gannon, Will Riley, and Brendan Lamb are set to come on. It's been really intriguing listening to Gabriel Heinze through the media in Atlanta. If you are on the MLS side and you are not playing, he individually went to players and said, do you want to play this week? If so, go to Louisville or go to Oklahoma City. Far more takers for that offer this week. And with the adjustments, we're seeing a few of those Atlanta United side players from the MLS group take their leave for the night after 45. Into the second half we go. And trouble here brewing. Rios Novo able to jump up, leap up, and grab it. And that's not going to feel all that good for Brown.
And right from the start, OKC trying to find Brown in a dangerous area there in the 18-yard box. And sometimes off this turf, the ball plays a little bit differently than it does on grass. So you just don't know if Rios Novo, you know, and Brown just question the timing a little bit in terms of the bounce.
See, Rosetto among those coming off. Substitutions are brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. And already you can see a bit more of a coordinated press from that front three from Oklahoma City right off the bat. They're daring Atlanta to play this longer. Tyler Wolf has come out. His dad is the inaugural coach over at Austin FC. And his brother came through the Atlanta Academy as well.
Yeah, and that pressure in that attacking half for OKC, like you mentioned, can be one of John Pascarella's adjustments here at halftime, is don't necessarily allow Atlanta to just build up in any moments that they want. You know, press them to you know, play areas that OKC feels comfortable giving them, and then pressing in moments where you can win the ball higher up the field.
Look at the blazing speed in by Ida. Talk about that eagerness, readiness to play. Those cascading into the back there. Brendan Lamb. North Carolina native, just 17 years young, debuted in September against the Rowdies in that odd 2020 season. And it is a free kick here for Oklahoma City, and not a bad place to get one. Coronado's prepared to take it. Coronado delivers, header down. Rios Novo right on the spot. Headed right into the basket. Looked like Donovan was due for a second in as many games.
Such a quality service in by Coronado, and it looked exactly like the service that was in with FC Tulsa with Bijev, and just not put away by Connor Donovan. But those are those moments, if you're OKC, you want to take advantage of. You pressed Atlanta into playing a tougher ball there through the back, and then got yourself a good set piece, and then a fantastic service by Coronado.
And Oklahoma City's looking very much up to the challenge to begin this second half. Another ball across, brought down in the penalty area. The back heel goes wide of the post. Whoa! That would have been magnificent. It's a corner, it deflected.
And OKC coming out and playing on the front foot. And you could see there with the Connor Donovan opportunity. And then here, almost a clever finish here by Bijev.
Ball knocked across on the corner.
And it's really early into the second half, but you could already see the tempo in which OKC's playing with is very similar to the way they came out against FC Tulsa on April 24th. But at least against FC Tulsa, against FC Tulsa, they were really playing against a 2-0 deficit at halftime. Here you're coming in at a 0-0 deficit, 0-0 scoreline, so you're not trying to get yourself back into the match.
Rios Novo. Bit of malaise there in the back, and Daniels goes in. I felt this way watching the game a bit last week. It's like night and day. It's like two different teams.
It is, and we talked about even before the halftime was the adjustments that each coach makes. If you're Atlanta, you saw a lot of the possession, you saw a lot more success with the ball. What adjustments do you really make? You see OKC let you build out of the back. They really let Ambrose and Hernandez get forward. So you kind of sometimes go into halftime thinking, okay, we're just going to keep doing the things we were doing in the first half, and we just need to find the goal. Whereas if you're OKC, you can clearly see they've come to press them a lot more purposefully here in the second half already, and it's already created a number of chances in the first 5 minutes here.
Pushed up by Allen. Collision, Ida wins the throw for Oklahoma City, which draws a polite applause. Oklahoma City this week talked about an anger, but a determination came out of the defeat at the hands of Tulsa. This is a bit haphazard from Campbell. Rios Novo, every time he touches the ball, the crowd, an Oklahoma City crowd, starts to get to the edge of their seat.
And with those two chances that OKC's already created here in the first half with Donovan and Bijev, they've almost equaled the number of opportunities that Atlanta created in the first half with the chances from Goodrum and McFadden. So really a good start to the second half for OKC.
Unforced error there for Atlanta in the buildup. Ida. Slide in, took it away from Riley. And as Basulovic trotted over for the ball, the whistle blows. And Bijev has drawn a free kick.
And you talk about the purposeful pressure that OKC's putting on the ball right now in Atlanta, causing a turnover for Atlanta and earning a set piece for OKC. And maybe not an area that Coronado's going to be able to serve one like he did to Connor Donovan earlier in the second half, but still a dangerous area.
Aiden Daniels. Donovan a bit hobbled as he comes away. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access with Devin Kerr and Mike Watts. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with the action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Bijev stuck his foot back in there. Ida arrives, chip back, chance for a shot, deflects across. Beyond Brown and out. Great 10 minutes from Oklahoma City to begin this second half of play.
And you could sit here and say that Atlanta's being careless building out of the back, but I just think Oklahoma City's really recognized those areas that Atlanta wanted to find in possession, and they've taken those areas and those plays away. And Oklahoma City probably deserves to have a goal so far here in the second half.
And one wonders if the wasteful nature of that first half for Atlanta will come back to bite them. There were a couple of teasing balls in front of goal that you just, in your gut, felt were destined to go into the net. Ultimately didn't.
And you could see that typically where you have a team that really dominated possession and really created several opportunities, that be it not extremely dangerous opportunities. But then you have an OKC Energy team that's just ramped up the pressure. They've really not allowed those outlet passes to get to those outside forwards of Atlanta, which allowed the 2v1s with the outside backs. Let's see if they can keep this up for the rest of this half. That would be the question for this OKC team. Do they get a little bit complacent, possibly like Atlanta seems to have?
Riley seemed to get in there wrong. Dumped into the corner. The battle there with Camden. Can't get it away from Sunday without committing a foul. I'd be remiss not to mention a bit of tragic news in the USL this past week. Dave Bulow was the coach at Richmond during their final year in the USL Championship and was a champion in the USL Second Division in 2009. Joined the club as an assistant coach, age 41. He suffered a stroke, and this 2 days ago, a GoFundMe was created. His wife, Nellie, is with him, along with his 3 young children. The GoFundMe had a goal of $50,000. It's raised over $80,000. Really remarkable stuff from the Richmond community, from the USL community at large, and something that I'm sure several announcers will be at least mentioning a bit over the course of the next few weeks as we pray for his recovery. You know it, Eric, the soccer community is just so infinitely big and yet seemingly infinitely small.
It's a tight family, and you know, you like to see others looking out for others' family, and you just hope for the best. And
it's a painful situation. We're scoreless here between Oklahoma City and Atlanta. And a free kick conceded as Dujon got held up. This will run all the way up to Cochran. Energy FC is proud to welcome Social Capital as the official watch party location for the 2021 season. Bring your family and watch every Energy FC away match. Offside flag goes up here. Watch all those Energy FC away matches at the #1 rated craft beer bar in Oklahoma by Forbes magazine and craftbeer.com. Social Capital boasts 120 independent craft beers on tap, a variety of cocktails and wine, a full menu of street tacos and more, with Oklahoma City's largest rooftop patio. And that first opportunity to get to a watch party is going to be next week as Oklahoma City goes away to Sporting KC2. Toward Brown, Campbell arrives. Nodded forward by the young Aiden McFadden, the rookie out of Notre Dame, drafted by Atlanta in the 3rd round of the MLS draft. Ambrose, Lamb. Riley. Camden. Oh. The most flag-happy set of officials I've seen all year. To be fair, it's been a pretty short season thus far. Offside again. An hour gone, 30 minutes to go in Oklahoma City, and a good crowd supporting Energy FC in their 2nd home match of the season. 3 crucial points to help decide the early tenor of the conversation around what is going to be a loaded Central Division. Louisville, Indianapolis, Birmingham, certainly in the mix. Ida steps by both Lamb and Ambrose. Further by Riley. Bijev plays it forward. What can Bijev do here? They want to see him attack. And look at this, 2 sprinting runners forward for Atlanta. This will send Gannon sprinting. Gannon, the double team arrives, stripped it away. Lamb knotted it down. The run through, there's the pass! What a finish, Goodrum! Atlanta United 2 grabbed the goal in the 62nd minute.
And here I was about to comment on the fast break and not being able to take advantage of going 3v2. And Atlanta, too, just stuck with it and found that gap for Goodrum. You think Gannon doesn't have much there. Poor clearance right in the top of the 18-yard box. And then you just have that moment where the back line is just a little disoriented and Goodrum finds that space and just calmly puts it by C.J. Cochran. Assist by Riley. Well played ball in, well timed. You know, we continue to comment on the offsides. Goodrum really sitting on that back line and in a perfect space where Riley can just slip that ball in.
Kodai Ida will come out here. He's been phenomenal tonight, but was dealing with a slight hamstring injury. That's why he came off the bench in the opener. John Pascarella, big reception for Ida as he makes his way to the bench. Tucker Stevenson will come on. Sub brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony.
And with all the momentum trending towards OKC, hats off to Atlanta for finding that first goal.
Camden leading further. The service had her back across. Goodrum got shielded off.
You have an OKC team that is pressing you higher and is really making it intentional with the numbers they're getting into the attack. And there you had Atlanta create the 3v2 that led to the opportunity Gannon had inside the 18, and then Riley playing that ball into Goodrum. You wonder if this will, push OKC to sit back a little bit more and maybe see this game for the next 5 minutes and then go back to pressing.
You kind of got to pick your moments a little bit, don't you? You're talking about a team that, to John Pascarella's point, usually go, okay, it's like coming out of an off season. But this isn't a normal off season. It's like coming off injury rehab where it's months and months, not really being able to do all that much, and then an 8-week buildup. Pressing for 90 minutes is not possible right now for anybody. McFadden.
And to your point, it's exactly right. We talked about in the first half with Brown, really working from sideline to sideline as a center forward, trying to, cause some havoc along that Atlanta backline. It didn't seem to work. It seems that they pushed Daniels a little higher up the field to help with that press. And within that first 10, 15 minutes, really, OKC had the better of the play and the better of the chances. But you're absolutely right, just picking those moments and committing those players. And you just wonder if that's the confidence that Atlanta needed. Because this Central Division, you've got to think that both these teams look at these matchups as 3 points. That they want 3 points from these games. Because when you're trying to keep up with an FC Tulsa, Lou City, Birmingham, Indy 11, and trying to be one of those top 4 teams, you're going to have to get 3 points along the way to put yourself in the mix.
Ping to the opposite side. What can Sunday do? Dip that in. Brilliant. Service is wayward. Fans can follow OKC, Atlanta, and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. It's your home for USL, MLS, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Join the more than 12 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN+. Watch the championship and League One live every week. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com. It's Eric Dobransky's favorite website right now. This poor guy is watching. It's he can't watch 4 games of film on everybody, so that's making life a little bit easier for you.
It's early on. It's the ability to catch a game here and there and really keep up with a league that continues to grow with a number of great teams jumping in. Teams that carry a lot of tradition, and you add in the new format. And
it's going to be about 500 games in the championship season on ESPN+. 10 are on ESPN linear networks, including the final. You include the playoffs and all that. It's about 500 games. That's plenty of content, a lot to watch. Coronado. Try Trying to dance between the lines, and the communication broke down on what was an appeasing early start. Sunday grinding at Camden. Camden got away. The effort by Donovan to slide down closed up one passing lane with Ambrose charging. A corner to come. Corner kicks brought to you by Little Caesars. Mikey Ambrose delivers.
For OKC, you've just got to get the timing and execution down with some of those passes throughout the middle third of the field, because you open yourself up to opportunities that Atlanta can create with a little bit of a careless turnover, in build-up play.
And the nutmeg there helps to create a bit of space. The chance to seek this ball back. Turning shot. Deflects aside over the penalty spot. And back out toward midfield. Kurimoto goes back.
And I think with the intent and the desire to really press and create havoc in the build-up play for Atlanta, and then here you see the clever build-up play for OKC, it does seem that OKC has a goal in them tonight, and has really opened this game up, but they've got to find the first one, and then Atlanta is obviously working towards finding a second one when they turn OKC over in midfield, and then they can find those outlets with Gannon and Kadem and getting Goodrum in and Riley. So continue to pick your spots, your moments if you're OKC, and then you have the clever buildup like that, and you're gonna find success against this Atlanta backline in that attacking third.
Can't fault the energy tonight. No pun intended. Throw deep in the Atlanta half. First Fidelity Bank is proud to be an OKC Energy FC founding sponsor. Our 20 OKC Metro locations make banking convenient for you, especially when combined with our free worldwide ATMs, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. Visit ffb.com today.
As this game continues to wind down, OKC is going to have to find that opportunity to draw this game level. And you can see they're starting to go a little bit more direct and try to find Brown as an outlet and allowing that second ball to really dictate play. Some of these giveaways is just giving the ball and possession back to Atlanta, where they prefer it right now.
Camden shrugs off the challenge. Floated by McFadden. Camden. Goodrum jostling around in the penalty area. He scored the opener in the 62nd minute for Atlanta. As Atlanta United 2 looks for their first points of the season. Allen. McFadden. Bijev. Camden.
Camden's had a quieter second half here, but I still give him a lot of credit for his ability to adjust from playing center back a couple weeks ago and then playing as that outside forward and really being a handful for that back line and Sunday. He really did help Atlanta execute a lot of what they wanted to do tactically in the first half, and he still possesses that ability to be dangerous here. As you could see them, they're trying to find him as an outlet as soon as they win possession. And as he develops as that outside forward, if that's where they're going to continue to prefer to play him, he can add that ability to serve a dangerous ball. And you can see those two opportunities they've had a few moments ago. He sent one outside the 18-yard box, and then wasn't able to find Riley on one of the late runners.
A bit direct. And off the misplay, Atlanta able to handle that pretty effectively. The attack continues. Green shirts start to swarm. Chance for a long way out. Stevenson lashed at it. There's going to be a change here for Oklahoma City. Substitutions are brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. This will be Brad Dunwell coming in. Dunwell, bit of time at RGV after coming out of Wake Forest. And in truth, the player that was on the draft board in Minnesota when John Pasquarella was an assistant coach there under Adrian Heath. 24-year-old. I think has a pretty high upside. Second substitute used.
And you talk about having a lot of upside when you're brought in as a sub, as Dunwell has been brought into with less than 15 minutes left. You're looking to have an immediate impact on this match and trying to find that moment, because it's only a one-goal game, and Oklahoma City, within 2 games, are yet to find a goal in the run of play, with their lone goal against FC Tulsa coming on the set piece, the Bijev set piece. And they've created a number of opportunities here in the run of play tonight in this second half. Not so much the first, but running out of time here. And you see it, a little bit of the urgency with that shot from about 35 out. And you hope here Goodrum's going to be able to continue.
The sub card just got handed in, we've been told, so Goodrum is going to come out. He scored in the 62nd minute. Plays a little bit of fire in him. Guy who was ultimately able to totally tear this defense in half. One epic through ball he was able to latch on to. And Alex Garuba comes on. Subs are brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. And here comes Garuba. Ooh. Camden. Garuba from the Atlanta area, played at Center College. Took them, care whether you played 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 55 goals. It's impressive by any standard.
Being productive. And you go back to Goodrum's performance. I mean, just a solid overall start. And, you know, it was dangerous on the ball, dangerous off the ball. Created a number of opportunities with the timing of his runs, the areas he found, and eventually found the one goal tonight. And when you don't have a player like Jackson Conway, and you look at the Atlanta starting lineup, you wonder. And then with the adjustment of McFadden and Camden playing up top, you knew Goodrum was going to have to carry a lot of the load in regards to scoring. And right now he has that all-important, what could result as the game winner.
Gannon. Impeded by Dunwell. Tony Annan and I are both baffled.
Different sideline referees, but the same result in regards to the offside calls. I think Tony Annan's asking the referee that Gannon was in the act of dribbling.
Right.
So how is he called offsides?
Tony Annan's done this a lot longer than I have, and certainly he's got a bigger stake in the result here than I do, but it's not often. That's giftable. That is precisely the reaction. 10 minutes to go. If Oklahoma City can find an equalizer, maybe more, it'd get them on the board in 2021. Well, this will belong to Oklahoma City, and this is a really good place to try and make something happen. See how much of an arm Sunday has. Bijev showed for the ball. Away by Dijon. This header. Aram's back. Rolled outside. Basulovic. Coronado did well. Basulovic. 4 green shirts. That had just a bit too much juice. Hey, OKC Energy fans, visit any of the 9 Oklahoma City area Panera Bread locations for our creamy mac and cheese and the classic bacon turkey bravo. Try the new Chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza, or everyone's seasonal favorite, the strawberry poppy seed salad. These and other favorites sure to have you cheering. Order online at PaneraBread.com for pickup or delivery. Right to you, your favorites, only at Panera.
And you can see frustration growing with OKC. Basulovic, you know, just not on the same page with that service. And they know they're running out of moments where they have numbers committed to that final third. And those opportunities are ones that you really need to capitalize on when you have 3+ runners in the 18-yard box.
Little Caesars corner here. First time this stadium is really rocked tonight. Ball knocked across, header off the crossbar and cleared away. A throw for Oklahoma City. Tossed in toward the end line. Bijev couldn't do anything with it. Donovan, quite the weapon up front for Oklahoma City right now.
Connor Donovan has become a staple in OKC's ability to attack set pieces. I mean, set piece after set piece, he has been dangerous.
I think about Paco Craig at Louisville. I think about Sam Fink, who spent all that time in St. Louis. There are very few players where everyone knows where the ball's going and you just can't stop it.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's just, you know that they're going to look for Connor Donovan, and he still has the ability. You know, obviously you need a quality service, which OKC has been able to develop here and really, you know, get in dangerous areas. But I'll say it, look for Connor Donovan here.
That's not a crystal ball, folks. Stevenson delivers over Donovan. Donovan slides in after Bijev had it knocked away from him. Another corner. And this crowd getting whipped into a frenzy. There's going to be a change here with Josh Bauer coming on. There were 3 halftime subs, so that didn't count as a window. This, the 5th and final substitution, however, for Atlanta. Camden being told that he has to escape to the nearest line. His 93rd appearance in the championship, I think, was a good one. Certainly an active one. And another Little Caesars corner. Bauer thrown right into the mixer. The corner for Oklahoma City. Who got that last? Yes, another corner. Stevenson is screaming that that was a handball. He's not the only one. Mitchell Osmond is making the same complaint. But here we go again. 4th time the charm. The Little Caesars corner. Stevenson delivers. Osmond flicks it up toward Kurimoto. Settled, turning by Donovan. Wasn't able to sneak it through.
And you can see the urgency right here by OKC as they have all the players and the bodies forward.
There it goes again. Flick header back away from Osmond. Kurimoto is trying to bypass with a clever touch. Ambrose will be happy to send this ball to the sun. Long inside. Play continues through Kurimoto. This is what the kitchen sinks looks like late in the game. Floated ball up with 4 minutes to go. Bouncing down, didn't reach Pasulovic.
And it shows you how important these early matches are in the season with 2 teams that have lost their openers and are in a division where 3 points are at a premium. And you've got to appreciate OKC's desire to really throw everything at Atlanta right now. And they're hoping with the time remaining and the stoppage time that they can find, whether it's a set piece or something in transition, that can at least earn them a point.
Donovan committed the foul. I remember talking to Jerson Echeverry, the former coach of Rio Grande Valley, about Connor Donovan when he was there. He says body positioning is simply exceptional. That's what makes him such a dynamic target on set pieces and in defense. Done well. That aforementioned limited time remaining coming into focus. And you have to appreciate this level of effort to try and gain possession. Rios Novo will scoop it up.
Yeah, now that Brown had that help by Daniels earlier and has helped a little bit with the pressing aspect, he's had the legs to to really go at these center backs and go at these outside backs for Atlanta, which has opened up other spaces.
Garuba. On the night where OKC Energy really looked like they had put things right. Just out of halftime, second night in a row, had a chance or two, really would have a neutral salivating at an OKC opener. Atlanta scored in the 62nd minute through Philip Goodrum. And now OKC will make an adjustment here with 90 seconds to go. It's a club debut for Sam Rogers, who's been with the side for about 6 days. Signed officially on April the 20th after trialing at Austin FC in Major League Soccer. Final substitution for OKC is brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. Sunday, service, Rios Novo.
And for this OKC team and head coach John Pascarella, if this result stands, you're gonna ask yourself, how can we get off to better starts here? Even though you were 0-0 at halftime with Atlanta, it was still a slower start, and really coming out and playing the way you wanted to in the second half, and the same thing against FC Tulsa.
Free kick and a card. A yellow to Lamb.
It seems like OKC is going to continue to be dangerous on set pieces. But now, who's going to score the goals? When Jaime Chavez gets back, is that, you know, in the run of play, how are you going to score goals in the run of play? So really asking yourself these questions going into, if this result stands, like I said, going into an important Sporting Kansas City 2 game next.
This extra time is brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. SSM Health St. Anthony is ready for you, for the game, for the team, for the community. At a moment's notice, without hesitation, we're ready. We're proud to be the Energy FC healthcare partner. Coronado has had some truly cultured service. Pokes this over the top, header down. That's scuffed and cleared. 30 seconds into the 4 minutes. Sunday trying to deal with this. Gannon gave chase. OKC takes over.
And OKC is going to be very pleased with the 4 minutes of added time.
Coronado springing through Stevenson, cuts back toward Basulovic, throw Oklahoma City. 4 minutes, you know it, Eric, is an eternity. Service lifted, headed out here by McFadden, corner Oklahoma City.
And OKC has done a tremendous job in these set pieces with the second chance opportunities. Can you find that composure that is required to really be calm enough to bring the ball down, or maybe realize that you've got some time with those second chances, or you swing it back in for all the numbers?
Service for Oklahoma City, and stoppage! Donovan goes careening into the net, this ball off target. This guy only knows one speed, 100 miles an hour.
And he must have just barely missed it here. As you can see, it goes off an OKC player.
Wow.
Such a well-played ball. Just the slightest of touches would have found it into the back of the net.
And how different does this Oklahoma City side look with a healthy Jaime Chavez, a healthy Frank Lopez, who we heard was just in great form to start preseason. Charlie Ward in midfield, Zach Ellis-Hayden as well in the wide areas. A healthy Ida as well. There's reasons for optimism. Is there a point to be had here for Oklahoma City? Or can Atlanta hold on? It'd be a huge 3 points away with their next match coming in 2 weeks' time here at Taft Stadium again. A throw for Energy. Just over a minute to go. Thrown in toward Donovan, who's a bit short. Osmond rises, bounces down atop the 6. Final minute, a chaotic finish in Oklahoma City. The referee goes all the way back here. It appears there may be a shout here that there was a knock of heads. If you're Atlanta, I'm sure you're grateful for that brief respite. Dejan offside. And that likely will stymie any momentum here for Oklahoma City in the final seconds.
That'll allow Atlanta to see this game out, take their time with getting this game restarted. You could just see how frantic Atlanta was defending those last few set pieces. And it looks like they will hold on.
Rios Novo sends this into the Oklahoma City night. And the full-time whistle sees Atlanta go away to Oklahoma City, and Tony Annan's side grab all 3 points. A hectic and entertaining finish for Oklahoma City, who find everything but a goal down the stretch. And tonight's man of the match, Eric, is brought to you by Mid-First Bank. Connor Donovan did everything he could.
He does, and he anchors a back line that played well tonight. Just gave up that one moment where Riley was able to slip a ball into Goodrum, but he is incredibly dangerous on set pieces, and his ability to find open spaces and really read the play there just makes him such a dangerous player on each and every one of those corners.
Not a lot of work for CJ Cochran tonight, but we will show you tonight's save of the game, brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony's.
Pretty routine save by CJ Cochran. And this was in the first half where they were really limiting the amount of dangerous chances Atlanta created.
And the goalkeepers meeting here post-game. Good moment between the two. CJ Cochran, a grizzled veteran. Rocco Rios Novo, in his first USL Championship appearance, grabs his first shutout. And Atlanta takes all 3 points. The Brahms post-game when we return. Atlanta 1, OKC 0.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Real commitment doesn't stumble. It doesn't hesitate. It's ready at a moment's notice, on the sidelines and in the stands. It leans in and gets loud. We're ready for you, for our club, for our city, for whatever comes next. We're SSM Health St. Anthony, and we're proud to be the official healthcare partners of the OKC Energy FC.
Welcome to Loves. Here, technology drives us. That's why we research technology advancements in our own labs. It's why we're constantly developing new tools to improve the ways you move. Ways that lead to safer, more efficient travel. Here at Loves, we believe that technology drives us all forward. Loves, working to bring innovation to the highway.
Brahms post-game tonight as Atlanta United 2 goes on the road. They'll be here again in 2 weeks' time. They knock off Oklahoma City. OKC will go away to Sporting Kansas City 2 next weekend, and then they'll see this Atlanta side again. They'll look for some revenge when they get there. With Eric Dobransky, Mike Watts to wrap this one up. Let's take a look at our full-time highlights. They're brought to you by Panera Bread. We'll begin in the second half of play in the 48th minute. Totally different OKC side the second half.
And OKC found their form here in the second half, creating a number of opportunities with set pieces, but really deliberate with the press and the turnovers they caused for Atlanta. And you could see it here with the services. First Connor Donovan, and here Bijev creating an opportunity with a clever opportunity there. But really just nothing that tested Rios Novo enough to find that equalizer.
Ahead to the 62nd minute, and this would be the only marker of the game. The ball slipped ahead by Riley, the finish by Goodrum.
And all started from a 3v2 break by Atlanta and just a poor clearance from OKC as Gannon was pressing him, and then Riley was able to slip a ball into Goodrum and calmly puts it away past CJ Cochran. And they did it in moments where they weren't in possession. Atlanta saw a lot of the ball in the first half. In the second half, didn't see as much of the ball in terms of the comfort of the build-up and then in the play through the midfield. But they were able to find those transitional moments, and that last ball from Riley to Goodrum proved to be the game winner.
These are tonight's full-time statistics, and they're brought to you by First Fidelity Bank. It's going to be a tough one to swallow here for OKC the way it ended.
Created a number of opportunities the second half, but you've got to start putting in 90-minute performances, and they'll tell you the same thing. They did that in game one against FC Tulsa, came out in the second half, really, did a lot of bright moments in that game, but they were down 2-0 coming into the second half. Here, they're at 0-0, created a number of chances, just couldn't find one.
So OKC, second straight home game, unable to grab a point tonight. It was an inspired second half, but they do come up short. Thanks for watching the Brahms postgame. And throughout the night, we appreciate you joining along. For Eric Dobransky, our entire Vista WorldLink crew, led by producer Abel Ponte, director Jose Bueso, Manny Simone, and our whole team at Taft Stadium, Mike Watts, saying so long as Atlanta knocks off OKC a 0-0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.